Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team pick.
Beastmaster.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Life Stealer.
Dire team pick.
Elder Titan.
Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
It was a very close game that really came down to the last smoke gank where Mason didn't have buyback and probably got tilted, and they lost thus thereafter. So, bit unfortunate for Dragon Slayers or Dragneel to get caught in that situation with their pants down, but a situation they shouldn't have been in the first place. They should not have been caught with that smoke seat gank. They should not have had buyback for Mason, which I think is the biggest issue of that entire situation. Still, things happen, people collide, things change, whatever. You have to move on and deal with it if you're Dragneel. Moving forward with Digital Chaos, we'll see who comes out on top of this best-of-3 series. DC wins this one. We're going to be waiting a little while before we get into our next best-of-3, which will start at 8 p.m. Eastern, unless this game lasts an hour and a half, which is a definite possibility considering what heroes might get picked up, like an Nature's Prophet, or they have the Beastmaster for split push potential, and Elder Titan. Well, I think end this game a lot sooner than a lot of people are expecting because of course, how strong he is with Natural Order. He's been picked up a lot recently, not just by, Shazam and crew, but by a lot of other rosters as well, realizing that he's still very strong. Natural Order is still very good. It's a very strong ability. Not to mention level 2 Stomp is very solid as well. And the damage that you receive from that is pretty good. They will pick up the ban, though, on the Dragon Slayer side, and the Dragneel side, so that they have something to pierce spell immunity, pierce that rage, that you can get off that Fiend's Grip. Obviously, Brain Sap's not bad for pure damage. Nightmare, stop the Lifestealer if you can't rage. There's a lot of options here for Dragneel to run. They have Roar on top of that. So they pick up 2 spell immunity piercing spells with Roar as well as Fiend's Grip, which we'll need as they're going to try to take down the Lifestealer. Elder Titan, of course, can stop that with Stomp, can set things up with, Split Earth, or not Split Earth, rather, that's the English rack, of course, but the Earth Splitter. Yeah, there's a splitter with an earth splitter. That tell me that doesn't confuse you. You have to cast this game of Dota 2, you'd probably confuse as well. So,
Team ban.
anywho, a couple of bans coming out. Mirana banned out by DC, not wanting to give that away to Dragneel. And they'll ban out the Meepo and Invoker on the other side, taking away a couple of Weehaw heroes. They could go back for the DK, although I don't know if Weehaw is super comfortable with that. They'd have to pick up the Weehaw DK, then pick up the IO after that, but it was banned out by DC, so they won't be able to go for the DK IO. They can still go for DK and pick the line, though, as their second support, so they have a lot of lockdown, counter initiation wise, which I think is very strong. Beastmaster jumps in and roars the line, counter initiates, and tries his best to earth spike maybe the Necro units or whatever he's going to be dealing with. So Dragon Slayers will have to deal with a lot of kiting potential. A lot of damage coming out from DC with their safe lane core and their mid laner, not to mention their secondary support if they play the Beastmaster in the off lane, which there's a good chance they will. They play him support wise, but we'll wait and see if that's actually the case. I will say that this roster, Waitsu, KYH, Ritsu, Mason, and Snaking, it's a very strong roster of players. It's a very, very strong roster of players. A lot of people to play with that are very good. A lot of them have a lot of experience. Snaking and Waitsu in particular have been playing for a long time with each other, going back to TI3 and Dignitas. Ritsu, he's played on a fair bit of teams. Obviously, he's known for his, we'll call him infamous play, and I guess you could say common things that he's done in the past. I don't really need to talk about him. Basin gets a bad rap by a lot of people, I think. He's a good guy. He's a good dude in real life. Very strong player. Third place at TI4, which is very impressive. No one else can boast a third place finish at any major, with the exception, obviously, of Misery and Weehaw, who can boast a first place finish at a major. So, not many. I mean, there's some star-studded players here in this game, to be sure, but we'll have to wait and see how things do turn out. A lot of reserve time being expended for Dragon Slayers. Pick up the Tidehunter with their third pick. Interesting. And that'll be their offlaner more than likely. They could do the Tide Jungle, which I think KYH might have done before, but it's probably Beastmaster Jungle, as that hero's just better in that role. But Tidehunter against the Lifestealer line and Elder Titan is not a great offlane. I mean, Beastmaster's not either, but Tidehunter is not going to survive any better than Beastmaster will. I don't think, anyways. Even with Kraken Shell and Anchor Smash, I don't think you live. Although Anchor Smash does pierce spell immunity, which is nice, so the damage is reduced for the Tidehunter, or the Lifestealer, excuse me. So you have Enfeeble and Anchor Smash now, which is nice. 53 seconds left to reserve time for Digital Chaos. This is probably going to be the Weehaw hero. They almost always draft the Weehaw hero in the 4th position, and they get Rizzo's hero in the 5th position. It's almost always how it's done, but they have the Lifestealer already, so Resolution is going to be playing that hero, and more than likely they'll need a Moo hero for the 4th or 5th pick. Which, of course, like I talked about, Nature's Prophet is still available if they want some split push and early game initiation and team fight. I think Nature's Prophet is just an all-around good hero. Does plenty of damage early on in the game. As long as you're looking at the map, you can just TP and be involved in something. But he's going to go for the Moo Timbersaw instead. That is not a Weehaw hero. I mean, it could be, but it is more than likely played by Moo. In probably the offlane, they could do a defensive solo lane for him and then do an aggressive tri-lane if they wanted to. Death Prophet coming out for Dragneel, and that is a Ritsu hero exclusively, so that's a good choice for them. But Timbersaw coming out against Beastmaster and Tidehunter, obviously rolling death with a stat loss very strong. Stat loss percent is 15%, which is not bad. So last two bans coming out. I like the DC lineup. I like both lineups, actually. This is a very cool game so far. A lot of team fight oriented lineups. The X factor being the natural order when it gets leveled up to its max level. Base resist reduction of 33%, not to mention your armor reduction of 100% allows the Lifestealer to actually have a Desolator when he's running at you, is what it feels like. Not to mention the Finger will do more damage, the Timbersaw will do more damage. It combines up nicely with the rest of these heroes. But it comes down to a good Blink Ravage initiation with Exorcism on top, maybe a Blink Roar, Fiend's Grip. It's all about the ultimates for Dragon Slayers. As the light hand coming out for DC was the spend, nicely done there to make sure that there's not that cleave potential. God Strength coming out would have been nice as well with the armor reduction from Gush, I suppose. But Dragon Slayer's last pick will be, what do they need? They have both supports. They need a safe laner, so Sven's not the pick. Lone Druid's not the pick. They banned out another Weehaw here, which I think was a smart decision because that was still needed. Dragneel have 8 seconds left, including their reserve time, to grab something and think about what they actually want. Now up to 4. Weaver is the choice. The perhaps Mason Weaver coming out for Dragneel. Maybe it's the Snaking Weaver. Who knows who's going to be playing what? I think Snaking plays offlane. I think Ritsu plays mid, and I think Mason plays safe lane. And then Waitsu and KYH play support. I'd imagine that's what they do. So
10
the very
seconds
green
remaining.
end of the lineup, green end of the draft for Dragneel. Digital Chaos have kept with the
5
red color
seconds
code for
remaining.
most of the draft, with the exception of the pink slash or purple slash yellow Timbersaw.
Reserve time.
Weaver's pretty good though. I think. I mean, I would have preferred to have somebody with more AoE damage. Still, taking out the Lifestealer, he's got plenty of damage to do so. Jamming attack, the Swarm for armor reduction. So they do have some sort of armor
10
reduction. The
seconds
Swarm, they have
remaining.
Gush as well. They'll probably pick up Desolator for the Weaver. And then Jakiro comes out the mid. Jakiro potentially for Weehaw? Interesting choice if they decide to go for it. It is going to be that. Oh, interesting. That's right, interesting indeed. Should be fun. Excited. Again, DC have not lost a game since the end of the Manila Major qualifiers. They've currently gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think 9-0, maybe 7-0. I can't remember. I'm not sure if this game in particular was played after the other, if the last series was played recently. We do have the spring effect on, the spring
Prepare
terrain,
for battle.
which looks really nice, by the way. I'm a big fan. It makes this game look beautiful, actually. Should look nice on stream as well. Running at like 120 FPS, 60 FPS on stream, obviously, but looks really good. Really beautiful. This looks like something, looks like cherry blossoms on the Radiant side. Even on the Dire side, too. Like, look at all these trees. They look so nice. Made a great choice going to the spring terrain. I'm not going back. This looks absolutely stunning. Valve have outdone themselves once again. Very excited to see how Moo plays the Timbersaw. He's got the new Timber Chain cosmetic, the Controlled Burn, as it were, the Immortal Claw. I would not mind having that item. That thing is a sexy beast. That I have the Enchantress one.
30 seconds to battle.
Weehaw is going to be going for the Null Tally, 2 shared tangos. We do have a bit of a pause real quick, and I know that pisses people off. By the way, I think Moo saw that ward get placed down. He absolutely did. That's going to get countered almost instantly if they decide to send the sentries down there. Weaver with 8 tangos. He's got the new brain thing. Crimson Peak. However you spell that or say that. Pike. Peaky. Peakway. No, it's Peak, I think. Allows our admin to reconnect to the game. Sox of the Elder Titan doing an aggressive dueling with the Lifestealer. This is not shocking, or excuse me, a defensive dueling with the Lifestealer. This is not shocking. Actually, it's going to be a defensive trial and probably waiting to see where DC's Misery moves. Down bottom, it'll be defensive dueling for now with the jungling Beastmaster, and it comes down to Misery and Soxa both really love putting pressure on the Soxa especially. He's known for putting pressure on the enemy jungler, and I think he'll stay up here for a little while, but once he realizes that it's not the Beastmaster up top, it's the Tidehunter, they might go for a kill, but I think that KY should be safe to jungle for a bit until he heads down into that bottom area. Speaking of jungling, there's an observer ward that has been placed down by DC. I think it was, I don't know who it was by. Perhaps Misery, maybe not. And we're going to unpause and get back into the game, and like I said, Moo, he did see this ward get placed, almost certainly. So that'll be dewarded at some point in time, maybe by a set of sentries. Actually, Misery's already coming down here. I think he's going to give Moo the sentry, and there it is. That ward, that is a lane ward, it does give some decent vision. Not quite of the tower, but it does give some good vision. Moo's going to find this, drop the sentry down, and that'll be that.
The battle begins.
We'll pick up the Bounty Rune for Mason and head on out. Wei-2 has the courier following him for, I think, just a clarity or something. No sentries. But they did deward this. They dropped the sentry down, and Moo gets it done. Moo gets 300 gold going his way. It's nice. It's a nice bit of gold, nice bit of bounty. Soxa will drop down a sentry to stop this camp from being used for the Tidehunter to stack up and use his Anchor Smash there. And already coming from behind is he'll drop a ward down. Soxa getting some good vision up towards the tower. Means that Soxa is going to be putting a lot of pressure on his Snaking. We talked about keeping the Beastmaster alive and just keeping him to jungle with Iron Talon. He'll be fine. Snaking, probably not so much. Body blocks coming out. Open wounds will go. Probably her first blood. They have Stomp. They're going to use it too. There it goes. That's a lot of damage. Snaking. Looks like he's going to buy his TP scroll. He knows he's going down. Tower hits will go. The Earth Spike gets the kill with Resolution's last right click, getting the actual secure kill going his way. So that's the problem with the Tidehunter gets a defensive tri-lane of this magnitude. It's not even a great start, but 6 last hits already for Mason mid. There's one thing that's going well for Dragneel right now. It is this lane coming out. As Weehaw has, what, 2? I think he's getting dove too. Spirit Siphon, unfortunately, on cooldown. He's already used 1 of those charges. Mason will back up, though. Almost level 3, and Weehaw is having a bit of trouble. Dual breath will go, force him to use a tango or something. He's got a salve. Snaking about to die again. Last right click, and he needs to just, I think, get to the jungle. But the problem is that that's what the Beastmaster is. Has 2 deaths in Snake. Hashtag the return to the king. Fortunately, not in the way that he'd like in the off lane. Meanwhile, Moo is going toe-to-toe. He could just Timber Chain out at a moment's notice. Wait, he doesn't have his Nightmare, sadly. It's going to be Shikuchi damage, and Moo's getting plenty of blast hits. He's got reactive armor, so Ritsu's kind of getting shut down and harassing him. And there's a big creep wave, too. They could try to dive this action move if he wanted to. He's a very squishy hero in the Weaver. I doubt he will. I don't think... Yeah, Whirling Death maybe, but he doesn't. He's level 3 now, and this off lane is already going miles better than what Snaking has going on in his top lane. He's level 1. He'll try to leech level 2 from this creep wave, but already you can see Soxa rotating over. I think this ward probably scouted him in doing so. And I think Mason will probably back up. But again, pressure is being applied to the right lanes at the right time coming up for Digital Chaos. They have a good advantage of 2-0 right now. The only good thing really going is KYH is getting plenty of free farm in the jungle, but he's already sitting at 11 HPS to have a salve, or not 11 HP, 100 HPS to have a salve come out. Spirit's going to come out to stomp. Mason's too far behind the tower. Spirit Siphon's going to come through. Weehaw will take that damage. Way too nearby as well. Nightmare's ready to go. He's going to go for Weehaw. Looks like another Spirit Siphon. There's the Crypt Storm, Nightmare coming up, Brain Step, they get the kill. Now Mason in trouble. He's got Ball of Charges burning down to the Liquid Fire. It's not enough. We get the mana drain off the KYH to lose little to no mana. Crypt Storm will come back out. Great rotation coming out from that Bane, as well as the Beastmaster. KYH was right nearby to help him secure that kill off the bottle himself back up. Tango will be back to about half HP, and Mason is having a heck of a start. Kill as well as 16 last hits, the most in the game. Finally gives Snaking some room to farm here in this top lane. He's up to level 2, but if you look at the off lane, Moo's level 4, and Resolution continues to go into Snaking. Anchor Smash or not, he is still doing the damage that he needs to do. Bottom lane though, Moo getting chased down. Ritsu, reactive armor, he's got 8 stacks of it, and Moo's on his hero, man. This is his hero. If you talk about Moo's hero, I think probably Timbersaw comes to mind, at least for me it does. I've seen him play it a lot over a long period of time. I don't think it's his most played hero, but it certainly is one of his best. Anywho, I don't see them killing this hero anytime soon until they get like Roar up in the Beastmaster, and that's not going to be for another 2 minutes or so. Once they get that, then they could probably bring him down. But KYH he's not struggling, but he's gonna have to get another South to regen. He needs boots too. He's bringing them out right now in the courier, and he's got a boots in the South. Yeah, I'm right. I know. I'm the best. I called it. And oh boy, Snaking a very far away from, of course, getting any sort of semblance of farm. Moo dove behind the tower, using a lot of his abilities to do some harass to Ritsu. Of course, he has 3 wand charges, but Moo being aggressive with nobody else here. Here comes the Bane. Looking for a Nightmare, perhaps. And Waitsu's probably going to take some damage. Can use his Nightmare, but they have nobody else rotating in. Again, top lane Snaking gonna fall once more as they get that gank. Resolution will barely survive to the tower hits. Snaking having literally the worst possible time. They do it right in CS for everybody except for Snaking. That's the biggest issue. And DC have a slight lead because of it. It turns to nighttime and it starts looking like it's gonna snow or something. I don't know. That's what it looks like anyways, to the string, the spreader affecting terrain. So damn good. Beautiful even would be the term I would use to describe this terrain, honestly. If you don't like it, then you've got a severe issue. Snaking top lane Misery looking for an Earth Spike. He cancels the animation. He really wanted that Anchor Smash. He would have gotten 2 last hits with it. Instead, he only gets the 1. Might find a third. Nah, Resolution's there to deny. Level 3 for the offlane Tidehunter compared to the level, what, 5 of the Timbersaw, almost level 6. They can't kill him. Well, come and right click and he's just going to regen with reactive armor. 22 regen with reactive armor at level 3. Are you joking? It's impossible to kill him, and he's going to get infused raindrops, so he's not going to be able to get ganked that easily through magic damage. Meanwhile, Mason mid getting ganked here by Soxa. There's the Breathe Fire coming in, Liquid Fire, excuse me, as well as the Dual Breath, and he's in trouble. Spirit Siphon's up and ready. He's going to have to use it, maybe, but the boar comes through. Now there's the Nightmare coming out, the bottle coming back in. Crypt Storm will come through. Spirit Siphon onto Weehaw. Body blocks going in and Waitsu trying to find the skill. The Spirit Siphon does nothing to roar onto Soxa now. Crypt Storm, and he actually dies. He goes down to the Jakiro's Liquid Fire. Mason stays too long. They'll find a trade, but they get the kill on a Death Prophet before he goes down. That is not really that effective of a trade. Snaking gets involved. He gets up to level 4. Ugh. They do get a roar kill, but that's not a great trade.
Radiant's bottom
That's a nice trade. Probably could kill Moo with double damage rune. They had a roar again, but it's down for 50 seconds, so. Moo creep cutting the tower. He is sitting at 36 CS, and DC now have a pretty solid advantage of 1,000 net worth going their way. Ritsu is continuing to farm up and feel pretty good about himself. Good time lapse, but he's still in a lot of trouble. Detection is not there. Ritsu has to head out. It's a lot closer than it made it look, but now down alone is way too kind of. There's not really much I guess he popped the double damage ring. He's got to bottle up now, and Ritsu's looking maybe to jump back in. He's got 7 wand charges. And Moo is diving way too. He does have Nightmare, so this is not the worst thing in the world. Reactive armor at level 4, he literally takes no damage. He doesn't dish any damage out, but there's the Nightmare. Sox is going to come in. Another TP's going to come through. Sox is going to try to help out. The Stomp will come in. KOH, they're going to hit 2 of them. Timber chain away, but there's the Roar now coming through. Fiend's Grip's not up. They don't have the levels for it yet. The Chakram coming out, the Rolling Death. 2 in trouble. Timber chain coming through. He misses. Double damage rune. Not doing enough damage. He's going to look for Sox instead. Shikuchi will come out. Misery's here with the line to help out with the Earth Spike. He's looking for a Stomp coming in. Moo gets that kill on the Bane. They have the Astra coming in. They've already used Stomp. Sox are going to chase Ritsu down, but that's going to be the end of the fray. Meanwhile, top lane, Snaking getting ring around the Rosie by Resolution. But that's 3 heroes down bottom. Good rotations from Misery, and obviously a good stuff from Soxa allows them to take this tower. Soxa is sitting at now with level 1 natural order. He's got that base armor reduction as well as resist reduction. This is going to be an easy tier 1 take and going the way of Digital Chaos. Very easy. Nicely done. Net worth, you look at the top, it's of course Moo as well as the Resolution Lifestealer. Jakiro not doing that well, but I mean, he's still got something going in terms of Liquid Fire. He's got maxed out Liquid Fire for the push. Hawk's going to give some vision for Ritsu to see Weehaw coming in. Ritsu will just TP back down bottom, realizing there's plenty of farm from there, and then cancel it. They're going to try to go for a kill. The Exorcism Weehaw in trouble. They need a TP. He'll fall almost instantly at a Crypt Swarm and right click from Ritsu. Astral's there too late. The Stomp can still come out. They have that dual breath slow. Way too almost going down to the full Liquid Fire. Just did so much damage, not to mention tower hits coming out. Exorcism used just for that kill. But guess what is happening bottom? Moo continues to push the pressure. He's still going. Almost getting the kill on Misery is going to be Mason, but the Astral following. Stomp is ready to go. Not going to use it. Gonna wait instead. And Ritsu rotating top lane to find some more farm. But down bottom, way too. Has the Nightmare as Moo was going in with the level 2 Timber Chain. Can't find the kill. He'll cut the creep wave again. He'll probably Chakram it. He uses Rolling Death as well. It's fine. He's taking a lot of hits from that tower, though. Even with 20 points in reactive, or 20 stacks of reactive armor. He does regen very quickly, but still. Alright, Snaking and KOH. We've got Ravage and Hawk, Roar ready to go. Astral gets vision of Snaking, and this is actually, rotation is going to be blown up. They have the coming out. Misery looking for an Earth Spike. He'll find it. They want this tower. They're probably going to get it. Here we go. Roar's going to come out. Sox in trouble. Snaking looking for a Ravage. Instead, they'll just anchor smash, grab the kill. Looking for Gush. He doesn't have it, sadly. He's skilled up. We got a tier 1 for an Elder Titan trade, which I think is not a bad trade for DC. Again, while this is all happening, Resolution continues to get free-farm top as his armlet and his phase boots now done. The old FNC build would include drums in this build, but it sadly is not the build. So, oh, there's a fight breaking out mid though. Chakram maybe looking for Moo. They might want to ravage this. He's going to Timber Chain away. Snaking's in range. He's going to pop it up. There it goes. And Moo might actually be in trouble. Ash is coming out. The Stomp will go, but they already will bring down Moo. Now Sock's in trouble. KOH's going to be the target on the other side. Sleep now done. They've got Gush. They'll use it on, I believe, on Misery. They're going to chase him down. Axes. They will bring in Resolution, so this could be trouble for Dragneel. Ritsu's going to be able to use that time walk back. Snaking and Mason now getting go toe-to-toe. Astral will come out. Mason's low. Will finally fall as Resolution uses his rage and open wounds to get the job done. Soxa getting brought down by Ritsu. Not enough damage to gem it. Didn't go. He's going to stick up a Chikuchi back in and find this kill. Stop! He's going to get the kill. No! The last right click won't go. They're going to wake him up with the tower here momentarily, and a double kill for Resolution. The tower doesn't wake him up. He just takes damage. He's there for 27 seconds. That should have been a kill on Soxa, but Ritsu misplays it, and Soxa will live with about 100 HP in the tank. And while this is all happening, Weehaw split the top. He's going to get the tier 2 tower. TPs will come in. It might be too late coming out. Way too will not find him the Nightmare or the Fiend's Grip. He will not go for the Nightmare or the Fiend's Grip. He will let Jakiro get away scot-free after getting that tier 2 tower in that top lane.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
There's Spike. Ritsu will survive.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
TP's coming in. Making no ravage. This is not the best fight for Dragneel. Earthspike, he'll fall almost instantly. The silence is too late. Resolution feeds Grip and roared up, and he still will stay alive because great Sox and Stomp coming out. Earth Splitter gonna be out of 2 to finger. Ritsu can't time lapse back in time. No buyback available, and KYH wants Resolution, won't be able to find him. Earthspike going in, and DC, they're all low, but they will kill 3 and lose nothing in the process as Weehaw picks up another kill on the backside, which was, of course, the Death Prophet, who did use her exorcism in that engagement, and they still lost. 4 for nothing exchange for Dragneel. Already, DC are going for the push. They drop down the macro fire. Weehaw has maxed out his liquid fire. Resolution will go toe-to-toe momentarily. He's already used his best to stay alive. He'll pop the rage. Snaky coming in. He's got Ravage back up and ready to go. He might pop it, but Misery, he gets off the Hex in time. They do a lot of damage to that tier 3 tower. They will back together. DC successful in everything that they wanted. There's the Stomp on the way to. Dual breath. He's low. He's fine.
Money changes.
Stomp. KYH. This game feels way worse than the last game did, and I feel like it shouldn't be that bad. They had a pretty good start too, man. What happened? You know, like what happened? It was going so well for Dragneel, and now it's just looking like a 2-0 stomp at this point. It's just the series was a lot closer than that. And I think a big part of it also has to do with the fact that Resolution just never dies in these series somehow. They just never lose him. They're gonna have to use Speed Script for the kill on Misery. I'm not even thinking they can get it in time. They will. Stick comes out. Excuse me, Stick comes out. It's too late. That will not work. Witcher tried to TP out. It was close. The Stomp would have gone through had Sox and not been Nightmare, but Moo does more than enough damage with the burst coming out. Also with the Veil, I think, on top of that with Jakiro. Yeah, so it's a support for a support. I mean, any trade is worth it at this point if you're Dragneel, but that's still just not a great trade. Now the Lifestealer has picked up himself an Ancient Black Dragon. As I like this build. I like this build a lot more than that Tranquil's Radiance build that we saw the other day. I think, and we've seen recently. I really do like the Phase SNY Desolator build for Lifestealer. Phase Armlet SNY Desolator build. I think it's very strong, and I think it's a good choice. Soxa is just putting a lot of pressure in now. He's going to drop the Astral down. He's going to some Vision and... I mean, at this point, Dragneel are struggling to find any sort of semblance of farming. Look how far they are behind in terms of net worth. They stifle the bleeding. They stop the bleeding right around this mark at 7,500, but that's just not great. Cauterize the wound, if you will, but Ritsu misses the Stomp narrowly. He'll be able to Shikuchi back, as, of course, the rest of his team is now going to be going for the Tier 1 tower top lane.
Dire structures are fortified.
There we go. They might actually get this, too, but they'll probably trade their Tier 2 for it, which is not a great trade. Still something. Ancient Black Dragon is ready to infest out. He'll pop the fireball down to cut the creep wave. That's actually doing some nice damage. And Ritsu really wants this, but oh, they missed the Earth Spike. He might actually live. If Misery hit that, that's probably a kill. This is going to allow DC to push, but it also allows Dragneel to look for that Tier 2 tower in the top lane, although KYH is already TPing back. Mason's like kind of thinking, do I want to use my exorcism? But he's going to have to use it to defend at this point. His Resolution will finish off the Tier 3 tower. Got Infest ready to go. He'll back up. They're looking for Ravage. They don't have Blink for Snaky. If they Blink Ravage, this might be a lot better, but he went for the headdress and trying to get a mech instead. But the big problem with that is not going to have a mech anytime soon. And now Misery has his Blink, so he's done a really great job. He's very farmed. And they'll see out Weehaw, who is now going for a buck for himself. Yeah. There's the SNY now done for the Life Stealer. Resolution has plenty of farm. How far is this upgraded? Grade 5? I think that's what you get for getting the high level one. You purchase the high level, I think it's 50? Level 51? KYH, he needs that Necro 1. He still doesn't have it. He went for Vlad's Burst instead, which I think in this circumstance is probably an okay decision. They're going to look for a fight, though. Here we go. And Festbob, Misery's about to blink in on somebody who knows who it is. See them. Drop the sentry down. Again, if Snaking or somebody was nearby, they could blink in. Timber Chain away from Moo. As DC are trying to get out of dodge, and it looks like they'll be successful. They do not want to fight into that. I do not blame them. And Moo is full Bloodstone. He's got another 5 infused raindrops, not to mention 1,700 gold in the Bizank if he wants to buy a Blink Dagger, which again, both teams kind of missing their initiation, but DC have a bit better initiation. They are going to get wrapped on, though. Waits is going to come in looking for a feed script. He'll find it. Hit it up, too. Right click, Misery gets off the Earth Spike. Figure, see you later, Ritsu. Moose still might be in trouble. The Earth Spike's going to come out. Ravage comes through. It'll hit onto a couple, but they did get Resolution's Rage up in time. Buyback on Ritsu. He, I think, time-lapse back in. Meanwhile, he chases down the line, but there's still a trade going on the other side. Exorcism, they get off the usage of that. Huge Jewel step to the Spirit Side from Resolution's low. Weehaw as well getting brought down. Ritsu trying to do some damage. The Gemini attack. They've got Chikuchi. They'll bring him down after the mech will go. Weehaw, last right click for the Swarm that will do the job, but now Open is going on to Mason. It's going to be 3 dead on the side of Dragneel. They have to force the buyback to Chikuchi. Ritsu will die in a stomp as, of course, he slept for about ages. It's 11-17 the kill score. DC somehow narrowly survived that engagement even after the buyback from the Weaver. And that's it. Ritsu just rage GG's out. They disconnect from the game. 18.5 minutes in. DC get it done in stylish fashion. Well played coming down from this DC European squad, and they will be your first team to enter the Starladder American Qualifier playoffs. Of course, in the upper bracket, I believe. Actually, well, just in the playoffs in general. As this GSL style is now completed for them, they take down Kingdom 2-0, and they take down Dragneel 2-0, continuing their lossless streak as they progress further and further through the group stages here into the playoffs. We'll see if they make it even